Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I have a really special and fun project to share with you. Over on Instagram, I have been doing a series every Friday called Scrapbooking with Friends, where I pair up with a friend in the scrapbooking community to make a page together. I decided to pair up with Sarah Key, and she is an amazing artist. She does these incredible scrapbooking pages with layered papers and stamping, and I just love her style. So I paired up with her last week, and I really wanted to kind of step outside of my comfort zone because her style is so different from me. And I had the best time. As you can see, I'm trying to do some layered stamping with a stamp from the XO Story Kit, and I'm trying to figure out where my pieces are going to go. I want to, of course, do the layered stamping just like Sarah does, and I also want to do lots of layered in pieces just like Sarah does. She just does it effortlessly, and I will link her in the description box. So I'm trying to figure out the different pieces. I've pulled out a lot of different things to see what I can add. Again, this is very different from my style where you just add in a lot of different pieces. So I'm hoping it's going to work, but I really didn't like how the stamping of the, I don't even know what it's called, the hash marks, I didn't like that. It felt like it was too many colors. And so what I'm going to do is, even though I've got the pieces and I think I have the overall design, I'm actually going to flip these pages over and start again with my layered stamping after I add a few more things. I really love that asterisk paper, and I'm punching out a few shapes from the paper. It's like outside the page protector, so 7 by 8.25. And then I grab some die cuts. I have a drawer full of like miscellaneous die cuts that I cut as extra because I don't want to waste a sheet, or just to have backups. And I found these black labels that I had cut out for the Open Story Kit, and I also found some from a Carrie Bradford like Lovey stamp set. Looked in my chipboard stash, and I found one chipboard that says Today's Sounds, so I'm going to use that. It's finally going to get a home. And I also had a really big die cut that says Yes up in the top left corner, so that's going to work perfect for like the title section. And I think I mentioned this, and I think it's obvious, but I'm obviously scraplifting Sarah's project, and her title was over in the left-hand corner, and she had these frames in circles for her photos. And so I really liked that, and I'm trying to emulate that with my circle embellishments and all the other things that I've picked out. I couldn't make my photos circle because they're just, the way that I took them was horizontal, and I couldn't make them circle. Okay, so I flipped the pages over, and now I'm going to do some layered stamping with the XO stamp in, I think, 4 different spots and in 3 different colors. So I wind up doing a pink Distress Oxide, and then an Ali Edwards pink, and then a red from Ali Edwards. So it's going to be lots of layered stamping, and I'm not too worried about whether or not what's going to show and what is going to show, because I think a good portion of it is going to show through, and I'm really excited to see how this layered stamping technique comes through. And overall, the page is about being on the swing with my daughter, and of course I'll talk about that more in my journaling, but she just loves her swing out in the backyard, and she'd been asking me to go on one of her crazy swing rides. I will get to that in my journaling. And she finally convinced me. It took her a couple weeks to convince me, but I finally decided, you know what, it's going to make her super happy, so I'll go for it. I have one of the photos that I decide to put square, and that's going to be the photo that's more on the bottom. And the other 2 photos, I will pop dot those photos. And I think the photo that winds up on the left-hand side, that photo could not be a circle, because I actually took that photo, like, I think during the video that I took of us on the swing. So it was like in a 16:9 ratio. So even shrinking it down to the 3:4 size was tricky. So Circles were not going to work for my photos, but like I said, I love all the different pieces that I picked out, and also cutting apart the Just This card that came in the XO kit. And now, since I played around with everything, I kind of know where everything's going to go. I played with it first, and then I took it off, redid the stamping, and now I can put it back on and everything's going to look fantastic. I also decided to make a kind of an interesting design decision by taking one of those circles, and I'm going to split it across 2 pages. I was trying to avoid that, but in the end, I think it makes for some really good visual movement. And I do have quite a variety of different pieces that I'm using. So I'm going to use a clear sticker heart border that I had left over from a reading journal project. Some die cuts that I had left over. I have love and then love your face, and that's going to go on the bottom right hand corner. I also have a chipboard XO that I will use on the right hand side, and several die cuts that I had made from digital stamps and also just from digital elements. So a really fantastic mix of different pieces, and I'm overall really proud of myself of how this came together, because it's, like I said, it's different from my normal style. So I am working on building each of the clusters. I have a red XO paper that I want to make sure to include. I think that was just a scrap, so I'm tucking it into various places so that way you can't tell it's not a full circle. So I start up in the left-hand corner, and I'm going to put the yes at the top, and then the love is going to be next to it. And underneath it will be that really fun, colorful paper that I punched out. Next to that will be the today's sounds, because of course you could hear my daughter laughing hysterically, me laughing hysterically. It was a lot of fun. Yes, I definitely felt sick afterwards, and I told my daughter I'm not doing this again for another week, but it was hilarious and made her so happy. The XO small circle, I went ahead and pop dotted that, and I took the bottom portion of Just This, cut it off, and I'm going to add it over on the right hand side and use it as a spot for the date. So moving on down to the bottom, I did another small cluster with Just This and that multicolored paper, and I also pop dotted the red XO. And over on the right hand side, I'm going to have all those different pieces that can come together and work really fantastically together. So that colorful paper, you can see it's not a full circle, but I'm going to go ahead and tuck it in so it gives the illusion of a circle, which is a technique that I really love to do, and I do it time and time again. I took the black label and put it facing the right hand side, and then I could tuck in that leftover piece of the XO. And again, I'll use that for the date. I tucked in the third Just This piece into the photo, and then right below it, I'm going to add the fabric word that says moments. I just used some double-sided tape to adhere it down. And then below that is going to be the die cut that says love your face. And something that I did on this spread, besides there's multiple things that I did on the spread that I don't normally do, but I really try to balance the different pieces. So like if I have a wood veneer on the right side, I felt like I would need one on the left-hand side. I didn't do that in this spread. I have one veneer on the right, one fabric on the right, but none of those are on the left. And there's only one chipboard over on the left-hand side. You guys, I'm like breaking all my rules, and it's so much fun. It was a blast to make this. I am going to finish up the spread with not only my journaling, but some stamping on the labels. And I also wanted to add in some stamped XO circles in lots of different spots. It really adds to the overall movement of the spread. And yes, I got a little stamp happy, especially up in this top corner. But what can you do? And then on the label on the left-hand side, I stamped Kinda Loving This, and it's totally wonky and crooked, but I love it. And on the other stamped label, I'm going to do 3 different phrases because that EXO stamp set has like microscopic little phrases on it. It works perfect. So I did a little love story, thankful for you, so very thankful for you, and then EXO repeated. And so now that I have all the clusters done and all the stamping done, I can go back in and do my journaling. And so up at the top, I put that one of my favorite daughter's activities being outside is the swing. And in this particular month, it was January, I think, January, February, her favorite thing was to twist the swing. It's like this circle type of swing. And she would twist and then let go and laugh hysterically as she's twisting. And she just thought it was the best and never got like sick from it. And then she convinced me to curl up in a ball with her on the swing. I don't know how we fit, but we did, barely. Legs hanging off, and she's twisted it up and we swung free. And like I said earlier, I felt like I was gonna puke, but she was so happy. You can see her absolute joy, especially in the top right photo, and she just had the best time. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this come together. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.